I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I am no regular citizen. Nope. Do you understand what you're witnessing? You cannot tell what the difference is. I want it all and I'm winning it. I do not care about opinions. Time to make a few decisions so I can take a position. I'ma go get it, I'm punching and kicking. I keep on moving, they offer me. Just do it and stop at our talking G. I'm not expressing no modesty. I can't see nobody stopping me. If there's a problem, I gotta solve it. Straight to the top, I can't see myself falling. I gotta grab it, there's no time for stalling. Number one stunner, don't have other options. Now I'm fired up. I'm sorry, brother, your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. I came from the ashes, I rise up. Rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I want it now, and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now, and I ain't never gon' back down. I gotta go for the gold. I need to switch up the mode. I'm gonna win on my own. I'm in a whole nother zone. I reached the pinnacle. I don't have time, this is critical. It's time to finish you. I don't care who I just did it to. I gotta go for the gold. I need to switch up the mode. I'm gonna win on my own. I'm in a whole nother zone. I reached the pinnacle. I don't have time, this is critical. It's time to finish you. I don't care who I just did it to. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. Said I'm fired up. I'm sorry your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. Came from the ashes, I rise up. Rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up.
This my time to shine. Everybody gather round. I'm the new Oh yeah.
It's day 3 of the 13th CISM World Military Football Tournament, and what a stellar tournament it's been so far. Day 3 features Germany taking on Belgium in the first match coming up shortly, and then the nightcap features the hosts, the United States, matching up against Cameroon, who we will see for the first time here in Spokane. We say hello or bonjour to those of you staying up late in Belgium and Germany. 12:30 at night overseas in both countries. Danke or merci. Thank you for joining us here in Spokane. I'm Alex Gould. Alongside me is U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Shelby Pruitt-Johnson. And Shelby, these two nations only separated by 340 miles or 545 kilometers, very familiar with one another. You know, they are excited to play for those bragging rights here in the States.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see these neighboring countries bring what they have to the table here at Spokane, Washington, and for them to be coming all across the world and meeting here, being that neighboring countries, to get to compete here in the U.S. is an exciting thing.
Well, we've seen both of these nations as well as 6 others so far. Our team put together a highlight reel of the first 2 days. Take a look. Stage Shelby got out to a 7-0 advantage in the first half. Robertson had a hat trick, only hat trick we've seen so far. She had that hat trick in the first half, finished it in the 41st minute. The United States defeated Belgium 10-0. And then in the second matchup on Monday, Germany defeated Ireland 3-0. They got 2 goals, did Germany, from Zonia Bartoszek. She scored in the 9th minute as well as the 49th minute to win that match. Those two teams, of course, seeing them here again today. And then yesterday, it was the start of Group B play yesterday. In that first matchup, we saw South Korea take on Canada. 3 South Korean goals late in that first half. And then we saw South Korea add 3 more in that match. Han Nul Kwan, the captain, scored 2, and South Korea was able to defeat Canada 6-0. And then in that nightcap, France dominated in that match over the Netherlands 8-0. Well, that's how we've gotten here. Now we'll have the CISM March and then both national anthems for Germany and Belgium.
The national anthem of Germany. The national anthem of Belgium.
Great anthems there for Germany and Belgium. Now we're going to take a look at the tail of the tape and see where these two teams rank in the rankings, in the standings. Let's take a look. You see right there 3 points for Germany in Group A after they won 3-0 over Ireland. And then Belgium, tough one. They had just arrived on Monday at 9:30 in the morning, had to sleep in the airport in Denver. You have to think they've gotten some rest here, Shelby, and ready to go against Germany.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm really hoping that Belgium has really gotten their rest. They've gotten their skills they've gotten a chance to practice, and they're going to bring their A game here in the field today.
Captains meeting with the referees. Talk about the referees in this match. Referees from Canada and the Netherlands. The head referee from Canada is Giancarlo Pavone, and then the AR1 is George Priones, and then Don Frein is the AR2, and then Mariska Overtoom is the fourth official. I know Mariska, she did the very first match for the United States and Belgium, now the fourth official here. And they're rotating them, they're mixing and matching, getting a chance to learn each other's styles, which I think is really cool. The referees are a big story as well. Everyone has to travel with an assistant referee as well as a head referee.
Absolutely. I think that's just one of the ways the CISM keeps things fair is letting all the teams bring their own referees and switching it up each game.
Take a look at the starting lineups here. The starting 11. A couple of changes for both Germany and Belgium after their first matches. You see right here for Belgium, they're in a 4-3-3 formation. And their head coach is Nico van Ertzel, and he was very kind before the match. We also want to say happy birthday to Kiersey Bochmans, the starting left back, talented left back for Belgium, who is celebrating a birthday today. And then you see the German starting 11 there under head coach Kirsten Stegemann. Germany will be in green, and Belgium will be in the red, yellow, and black jerseys. Germany going to start out with it in the center circle. That's Sonia Batoshek, has the ball right at her feet. She is someone to watch. She is lethal up top for Germany. The center forward, as I mentioned earlier, scored the first goal for Germany in the 9th minute, and then also added one in the second half. In the 49th minute, Germany will also be in a 4-3-3 formation. What's something you're looking for right out of the gates here, Shelby, between these two?
You know what? The one thing that I keep thinking over and over is Belgium. I can't wait to see. I'd hope to think that the game that was played right off the bat, being out of the airport, wasn't their best A game, and I think that this is going to be the real true showcase of what they can do as a team, and I'm absolutely excited to see how they bring it, what their skill set is, and how they get to scoring on Germany here.
German back line wasn't tested too much the other day against Ireland, but we gave Ireland a lot of credit. Germany dominated possession about 75-25, but Ireland held strong. Their back line was very good, and that was the first time we've seen Ireland in the CISM tournament. So it was a pretty good showing going up against a tough German squad. And then Belgium, same thing as well. It was a rude awakening, losing 10-0 to the United States, having to sleep in the airport in Denver the night before because of some flight cancellations back in Europe. But now you got to think they're rested and ready to showcase to Germany that wasn't them on Monday. That's Sabrina Bonschweig trying to find Batoshek. So Germany have won 2 gold medals back in 2008 and 2012 as this finds the feet of Braunschweig. Good dribbling by Braunschweig. Into the box. Could be a chance here for Germany right away, and there's the goal. Not even 90 seconds into the match, after a ricochet off of a member of the Belgian back line, it's Jill Ludwig, an OR3 in the Air Force, the starting attacking midfielder, who got the ping-pong ball inside the 18. She had a one-on-one with the keeper and Malfroy, and she's not going to miss.
You know what, Alex? I don't think you can really ask for a better start to the game here.
Taking a look, all set up by Braunschweig. Pinged it off a defender, and then a one-on-one with the keeper. And that's such a skillful move, right foot to left foot there by Ludwig.
Part of me feels like the Belgian defense was a little bit hesitant to get that ball, and I think that might have been what Ludwig really, really executed nicely on.
Flag goes up. So that is Don Frein of the Netherlands, the AR2, who catches Germany offside. That might be the quickest goal. It's really close. That's into the 2nd minute. That was about the 127 mark into the match. We saw Haley Robertson score for the United States in the 2nd minute, so we'd have to look at the actual seconds to see, but a blistering start here for Germany. I was just in the middle of saying that Germany's won the gold medal 2 times back in 2008 and 2012. But it's been a decade, Shelby, and they are trying to prove here in Spokane that they are in gold medal form. Good ball here out wide on the near side.
And a deflection right to
into the box. Keeper a little bit indecisive there before it's booted away. Good dribbling skills yet again from the goal scorer in Ludwig. Right foot try. That goes through the uprights of the field goal here. American football. But no good. Too high that time. High of the mark. You can just see this pressure right away. And something we've been talking about, something we noticed with Belgium on Monday. And they're playing it short here. I think you and I would like to see some of these teams just boot it down the pitch because of things like this. A turnover. Ludwig gets it, finds a teammate. I've just been a little bit surprised, Shelby, that teams aren't trying to get it into their attacking half or attacking third just to give their back line a breather.
We've been talking about, Alex, you know, sometimes the short passes are what needs to be done and are really justified. But in this case, when you have the pressure from Germany this quick, I wouldn't say that it makes any sense to be that close to your goals.
Could be a chance here for Belgium. But it finds the keeper in Nadine Nilkes. Nilkes did not start the first match for Germany. Instead, in between the pipes in front of the goal for Germany. Taking a look at who they started. It was Gina Marie Michka who started for Germany in goal. So Michka posts a shutout and then gets a day off here against Belgium.
Well, really, we talked about it. It's saving legs, right? It's a long stretch. It's a long tournament, and keeping your players as healthy as possible is really key to make sure that they can make it to the end game.
And with keepers, a lot of times you don't see a lot of changes, so maybe a little bit of a surprise. This is the captain, the left mid for Germany. This is Vanessa Schrade. High into the box. Belgium trying to clear. Swing and a miss. Belgium still trying to get it out of there. Left foot try was deflected. Now Belgium trying to counter, but boy, how good is Ludwig at just pushing that player for Belgium off the ball.
And there she is again. She is really all over the field making contact with that ball wherever she can be.
Well, if you missed the start of the match, you already missed a goal. Into the 7th minute here. Alex Gould and Shelby Pruitt-Johnson, as well as John Anderson, is doing stats next to us. He's the most important one in the booth. Him and Shelby. And I'm third. But John Anderson's doing a really good job of tracking stats. He's our statistician. Marking shots, shots on goal, fouls, corner kicks, and possession. He's doing the best he can with the possession as well. As there's the first foul of the match. This will be a free kick here on the defensive half for Belgium. That was Kiersey Bochmans. That was the birthday lady over there, here on the near side. So in that starting lineup, starting 11 for Germany, you had Nilkes was a change. Then Zolka Higala is a change at left back for Germany as well. Those are the two changes for the Germans. Anticipating where the ball's going to go there. And that's another foul. Another one on Germany. That foul was against the right center back for the Germans, and Sophie Hagedorn. So for Belgium, in case you missed the first match, wasn't a great one, but an opportunity here. And a foul called. It looked like one. Little over-aggressive, making her first start of the tournament, was just mentioning it, is Zolka Higala. So Higala picks up the foul there. And now Belgium will have a free kick opportunity.
Right in front of the goal box.
Yeah, about 5 yards outside the 18. Now they're going to push it back a little bit. That's about 8 yards outside the box, so we'll call it 26 yards from the goal and from the keeper in Nilkes. Now let's see if they want to test her. This is Laura Taufs, as well as Kim van der Kruysen. So these two, the option to potentially take a shot. It's going to be Taufs right into the wall. It was a four-woman wall there for Germany. And much like in the military you do, they held their ground well, and now off and running potentially here is the center forward who struck twice against Ireland. But that is no good there from Batushek. So Zonia Batushek, she wants that chance back here. We'll take a look. A one-on-one with the keeper and Malfroy. And Batushek missed it wide. So we'll get to that replay in a little bit, but the Germans still on the attack here. Playing it out wide. But Alexandra De Lucia couldn't get to it.
It's interesting to see that that was a pretty good chance for Belgium there, and an immediate deflection from the Germany team all the way up to the other side of the field, and a shot on the goal.
Miscommunication that time, and it is going to be a German corner. So that was peculiar there from Bochmans. thought maybe she had a teammate back there. Maybe she was trying to find Malfroy. Instead, it winds up in a German corner kick. And the captain for the Germans, and Vanessa Schrade, is very dangerous on these corners. She is the corner kick specialist, the corner kick captain for this German military team. Low liner off the head of a defender for Belgium. Now Ludwig, who scored their first goal, is well to the right. So our match tonight, this one's rolled quickly out to Bochmans. Will feature the United States, who beat Belgium 10-0, as well as Cameroon. We have not seen both African nations yet, Shelby. I know we're curious to see their style of play. They're going to match up is Cameroon with the United States, as this is a good cross. Left foot try and a save. Good diving save there by Malfroy, who dove to her right to make the stop. That time, that shot attempt was on target and on frame by Bartoszek. Van Becher hit the deck that time, but no foul was called. See if we can get a replay of that last shot attempt by Bartoszek, and then another foul there on the Germans. You take a look there. Great save, diving to her right that time was the keeper and Malfroy. Malfroy, who wore number 1 the other day, but she looks like she's rocking number 12. Pretty sure we were told before the tournament keepers were not allowed to wear zeros. And so that's why with the United States the other day, we saw the U.S. goalkeeper the other day rocking number 0 and had to change. Of course, the keeper for the United States is Kelly Fitzgerald. So you can wear anything, I believe, from 1 to 99. You can't wear 0 in this tournament. But Malfroy was wearing 1 the other day, so different number for a different goalkeeper jersey. Great ball here. A chance for Annika Michel. Michel, right foot, tried to poke it, and a good dive by Malfroy. Malfroy being very aggressive, making sure that Bartoszek couldn't get it on the front side of that play.
You can see Germany sneaking there in between on the center line, right there by the goalpost, to just get the touch on the ball to get it in the back of the net. And I think that's really what's going to help them here today.
Swarming defense on the back line that time. But I'll tell you what, that was a nice turn there from Marie Delphine Frappon, who tried to turn and go. She was looking for Van Becher. Couldn't connect. A lot cooler today. Some clouds in the sky, and that's helping everyone out on the pitch. And I say a lot cooler. It's still about 90 degrees, about 33 degrees Celsius, 33.8 degrees Celsius, but it feels a little bit cooler today. I'm sure if you asked the women out on the pitch, they'd say, no, it's still really hot.
You know what, when I was walking on the... Well, I might have to pause here for this.
Cross attempt, low liner on the backside. It is just wide of the mark. Was it deflected? It was. It's going to be a corner kick here, as Annika Michel was looking for Zonia Bartoszek. Bartoszek might have gotten the right foot on it, maybe a toe on it there with the cleat, and then it was deflected off a defender.
What a close call for that one.
And so we're going to get another corner kick, this time on the far side here for the captain and Schrade. Last time she went a low liner. This time more arc on it. More air, finds the head of Bartoszek. And I believe that was the birthday woman there in Bochmans who got the right foot on it to save a goal. acting as the keeper there. Of course, can't use her hands, has to use her feet. Was able to make the save. I don't know if we marked that as a save there, John Anderson, but making the save as a defender. Boy, that was a big play to keep this at 1-0. Left foot try as Fra makes the save to her left. If we have a replay there of that save, I believe it was Bochmans. Looked like it. That was one of the best saves we've seen, and it was from a defender.
It really comes down to trust, right, Alex? Having your back line there to have your back and make sure that nothing gets in the goal while you're doing your job as the goalkeeper is really key. And I can't imagine that she's more than thankful for her being back there and guarding that goal for her.
That was one of the first times there we've seen the keeper for Belgium boot it down the pitch. But you got to be careful here. And now the keeper is out in Malfra. Did she touch it last? She did. So it's going to be a corner kick yet again for Germany. But I still like that, Shelby. Just trying to get it on your attacking half. Not easy to do against a really tough German team.
Absolutely. I think that play would have worked perfect if Belgium would have gotten a body on the ball.
Here's Schrade, yet again. Called her name and number a lot. Trying to find a teammate inside the 18, just outside the 6. I'll see if Ludwig wants to punch it back in. Instead, maybe it's going to be the right back in Braunschweig. Braunschweig going to cross it in. Into the 6, off the head of who else but Bartoszek. Flag stays down. Bartoszek has her 3rd goal of the tournament, the first of this match. And boy, Shelby, what a cross and connection between her and the right back in Braunschweig.
Absolutely, not even 18 minutes to the match. That was a beautiful goal by Braunschweig. Let's check it out.
You obviously can't see Braunschweig passing it in. That's the important part there, but man. And the keeper there in Malfra is not happy with her back line. No one marked number 14 in Bartoszek, and that's a big no-no, Shelby. You have to know where number 14 is at all times. It is 2-0 Germany. So Bartoszek now tied with Haley Robertson of the United States for the Golden Boot, if you want to call it. Tied for the most goals. That was deflected, and it's going to be another corner kick. This is going to be the 5th corner kick of the match for Germany, not even 20 minutes in.
Can you guess who's taking it?
Yeah, well, I'm going to say it's the captain.
Corner kick specialist, Vanessa Schrade.
Schrade, who's, as you mentioned, the captain of this unit. Keeps the women organized, ladies organized, both on the pitch and off. Such a great leader, trying to lead to a 3rd goal here. Keeper is out, and it's another save again by Kiersey Bochmans. So I'll tell you what, it's 2-0 in favor of Germany. It could easily be 3 or 4-0 if it wasn't for Bochmans having to make a couple of saves herself. 2 replays. Love to bank there by Bochmans because she is keeping it at 2-0. Nice move here in the middle of the pitch.
What a nice, easy pass there by Schrade.
Good ball. It's a nice weight that time by DeLucia. Find a teammate. Left foot cross. Belgium trying to clear. Going the wrong direction. And now it will be a throw in for Belgium. Last deflected by Ludwig. Talking to some of the United States coaches earlier today, getting fired up for their second match against Cameroon. And Derek Wayand, the head coach for the United States, was telling me Sabrina Braunschweig is one of the best players he's ever seen. How about that compliment? He said that Braunschweig is so dangerous as the right back for Germany, not only on the defensive side of things, on the back line, but you saw what she did and her connection for the goal with Bartoszek. Her ability to place that ball perfectly so it was only going to find the head of her teammate. Such great pass accuracy and touch on the ball. She is special and someone to watch the rest of this tournament as we get our first hydration break. If you haven't joined us for the last couple of days, automatic hydration break. We were talking about the weather, 33.8 or so degrees Celsius, 91 degrees here in Spokane. I think they're going to get a shot of us here in the booth, Shelby. As we take a look, kind of blocked over here, but here we are. We're up here somewhere. Again, we appreciate you guys joining us seriously. I know it's 1 a.m. in the morning about in Belgium and Germany, but boy, what a tournament this has been. These women, Shelby, they not only serve their countries proud everywhere they go, but boy, they're serving each other proud out on the pitch.
Exactly, and you know what? I'm tired each and every day, and I don't even think it's this job. I think it's the excitement. I think every day that we're out here, every match, the excitement is unmatched, and going home is just, it's sad. I want to come back the next day, bright and early.
Also, too, we got John Anderson over here. You see, there's the hand of John Anderson. I'm telling you, he's the most important one in the booth. No, he's not the one speaking that you guys can hear, but he's marking. He's got this whiteboard. I don't know if you can see it here, but John's got the best-looking mini whiteboard that you'll see in any state out here, any part of the country. John's marking all those stats, so everything we say is all because of the brains of the operation over here in John Anderson. But also have to shout out our terrific crew, Hill Air Force Base in Salt Lake City, Utah, 2nd Audiovisual Squadron. These are 2 audiovisual squadrons that have come together. One giant crew, one giant family. And then Lackland Joint Base San Antonio in San Antonio, Texas, the 3rd Audiovisual Squadron, working so hard to make this stream possible. There is Braunschweig talking about her dangerous right foot. That finds the keeper and Malfra. There's just too many people to thank, Shelby. So many little things that people don't realize when it comes to a stream, but also just setting up this tournament. From driving the players around to getting meals prepared. I know you know this better than me in the Air Force, but it's a really special operation going on here in Spokane.
It definitely involves a lot of hands, and I think there's almost too many people to thank. Team Fairchild, the Spokane community, Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman, everybody who's had a helping hand in this has really made it the best tournament I've ever been to, and really the best tournament that I think CISM has had in a couple years now.
Good ball here by Scrada. A perfect pass there, but the touch not there for Michiel. Monica Michiel trying to keep it in there. You can just see why Scrada is so dangerous as well, why she's the captain. Not sure if that's a water bottle that's being moved here, but
I wasn't too sure either. I couldn't see that far. My eyes aren't that good.
You can add about 8 seconds to additional time, right? Right to Scrade. Finds Bartoszek, then Ludwig. Ludwig thought about playing it out wide. Instead, going to find Scrade. Scrade normally the one trying to set up her teammates. Instead, going to force a corner.
And Alex, I don't know if you can see the ball girls here on the side, and they were here at the beginning of the ceremony. They are from the Spokane Surf Soccer Club, the youth league. And what an honor to watch these ladies play out here, and an inspiration to see them play the game that they love and to grow up to be just like them.
Back out to Scrade, trying to inspire a goal here. Could be a chance for Ludwig, left foot laser. That was off the head of who else but Bochmans, who's been everywhere. Trying to play hard, not only for her nation, but on her birthday here. She made 2 good right-footed saves to help out her keeper, Malfra, and then was able to deflect that shot by Ludwig. Boy, I'll tell you what, Ludwig, both with the right foot and the left foot, looks pretty ambidextrous to me, Shelby.
That was a left foot laser. That was very, very hard, strong, fast, and I bet that hurt off the head there.
Scrade gonna go short this time. She got the ball back, wants a different angle. High arcing ball, and that's gonna find Malfra, and Scrade a little bit upset with herself after that one. Working so hard. I want you to talk about this too. We always talk about perfection. It's impossible to be perfect, right? But everyone wants to be a perfectionist or be close to that. I want you to talk about it from a military aspect. I feel like you can see a lot of these women out on the pitch. They're so tactical, so organized. I think you get a lot of that from the military.
I think so. When you think of it from a military perspective, a lot of times, if you mess up, something bad could go wrong, right? So you got to think of it in a bigger picture type of view. And on the field, it's not that big of a deal, but these women still want to play their best and show the world that they can have the skills and be the best that they can be here at this tournament.
Free kick here for Belgium. Trying to find some sort of momentum here. It's been all Germany in this first half. Germany 1 goal away from matching their total against Ireland.
It was immediate pressure by the German team there.
Braunschweig with a lot of room to run. Going to play it out wide. Scrade. Boy.
That chest play by Ludwig, wow.
That was from the inside of her foot. You just don't see the skill all the time. And a lot of players like that from Scrade. I know it was saved by Malfra, but she's trying to put a little bit of spin on that. Watch her use the inside of the foot there. Maybe it'll knuckle. We like to say here in the States, it'll move in a different direction. Maybe Malfra takes an extra couple of steps to her right, anticipating where it's going to be, and it cuts back to her left. But we keep talking about the most impressive teams so far. It's hard to gauge just one match in. That's why these women got 3 more matches. We were talking about it yesterday, Shelby. The United States, of course, defeating Belgium 10-0, double digits, the only nation so far that's reached double digits. Saw South Korea dominate against Canada 6-0. Really good South Korean team, a lot of professionals on that team. And boy, I'll tell you what France did yesterday, they maybe looked like the most organized or the most tactical team. A lot of professionals on the French team as well, defeating the Netherlands 8-0.
I was definitely impressed, and I think really most of it comes from those short, precise passes. It was almost 90% accuracy in all their passes there on the French team. And it really shows their skill level here. So I'd like to see Germany make the same passes. I'd like to see, I think that Germany, the French, and the USA have a pretty good standing against each other.
And then, of course, Germany is going to say, listen, maybe our goal totals weren't as high as the other 3 nations, but I'll tell you what, they looked pretty dangerous against Ireland. I think we gave Ireland a lot of credit, as they deserved. I mean, the back line held as much as they could. They held the fort down as much as they could. Germany had one from Bartoszek and two more in the second half. It's a move. Ilska, left foot, tried to find the head of Bartoszek, just talking about her, but instead finds one of our cameramen over there.
Well, I think, too, Ireland, it's their first time at the CISM tournament, right? So they're the rookies here, along with a couple of other teams here at the tournament, and them coming in and playing as hard as they did, you got to give them some credit.
Staff Sergeant Mike Jones over there was getting the ball and then almost having to make a stop himself. I like what he did. He didn't leave the camera at all. He knows how valuable that camera is over there. So many of our crew working really hard. And also, too, it really is a big shout out to the cameramen and women that are out in the sun. They're wearing as much sunscreen as you can imagine. They're just doing such a good job over here, because we've talked about the women out on the pitch that are working really hard, and it's hot out there. These men and women who serve the United States doing such a phenomenal job getting all these angles, getting all these shots in the baking heat.
It's going to be another throw-in. Belgian throw-in. And another.
I'm assuming that number 11 is Anaïs Santuil, the right back. She switched last time. We had her down as number 5. But it looks like that Santuil is back to number 11 here. So I was trying to look at on the roster, because she was supposed to wear number 5 the first match. Not sure if she didn't have the correct jersey or not, but she's back to number 11. So in case you were marking that at home, that is Anaïs Santuil. And Santuil talking about her. Clears the ball, so throw in here for Germany. Cool story that we were talking about, Shelby. For a lot of these European nations, as Braunschweig crosses it in, punched out by the keeper Malfra, and then having to dive, she's well outside the 18. Good aggressiveness and not giving up on the play was Malfra.
Absolutely. You've talked about it a lot. The hesitation with the goalkeeper is really life or death there in the goal box, and she had no hesitation there to get it out of the box.
But so the Euros are going on, and that is a big, big deal in Europe. Of course, as it should be. Group stage and match day 1 was on July 6th. England beat Austria. On the 7th, you had Norway defeating Northern Iowa 4-1. Those were both in Group A, those 4 nations. Then in Group B, on Friday, July 8th, you had Spain and Finland. Spain knocked off Finland 4-1. Then Germany. And I know this German team has been following the Euros intently. They took off some time to make sure that they watched their German national team defeat Denmark on the 8th 4-0. And then Belgium on Sunday the 10th drew against Iceland 1-1. This Belgian team is watching them intently, but maybe had to watch on the plane because they had all those delays, didn't get in until Monday morning before taking on the United States. Then Germany is 2-0 in Group B. That was a really good match. Got to watch a little bit of that, defeating Spain 2-0. So the German women's national team is 2-0. And also Belgium taking on France. Talked about France and the French military team yesterday. It's a couple of balls deflected. Scrade. And yet again, Malfra, she has been all over the place coming outside the 6 to clear it away.
Lots of 1v1s there with the goalie and the German team.
So France and Belgium in Group D will play each other tomorrow. And that will be at 1400. It'll be at 2 o'clock. So these Euros, fun to watch, and a lot of these military teams are watching the national teams. And I know for some of these nations, the flip side of things. There's been some national players who have tuned in to some of these military games. I know that these women serving the country and serving each other on the pitch really appreciate that. Free kick here for Belgium. Germany haven't had their backs against the wall pretty much at all this whole tournament. Good give and go. Ludwig to Bartoszek. Bartoszek very quick. Thought Skrade was there, and Bartoszek is not pleased with herself.
I definitely think that was a planned pass that wasn't just completed at all. Going to be another German corner kick.
So here's Skrade. I want to talk more about the Euros in a moment, and especially about head coach Kirsten Stegemann, who got to play in some Euros herself for the German national team. Here's Skrade, 38th minute. And that is going to be a handball on Germany. But speaking about those Euros, how about Stegemann, who had an illustrious professional career in Germany, and all started, Shelby, at the age of 15 when she made her debut for FFC Hike Rhein. But she was a part of that German Women's World Cup winning team in 2003 and 2007 when Germany won back-to-back. And speaking about the Euros, she got the chance to win 4 different times: 1997, 2001, 2005, and 2009. Germany won 4 consecutive seasons, I should say 4 consecutive European championships, in a span of 16 years. As chance for Ludwig again, it crunches off the American football crossbar, so it hit the wrong crossbar. That's why you get the whistle there from the head referee.
And speaking of the head coach, she is one of 3 German women with more than 150 appearances in international games. And you can just see that this coaching is just absolutely showing in this team here.
Chance here for Belgium on the attack. That's Marie-Delphine Frappon. Good stop on the ball there that time. Trying to connect some passes are the Belgians, and hitting the deck was Emily Deputer.
An OR6 in the Army for Belgium.
So, much like last time, looks like it's going to be Laura Taufs to take the free kick. See if she can put it inside the 18 here. Could be an opportunity for Belgium just before the closing minutes of the first half. Taufs, right foot, reaching the edge of the 18. And now you could get a counter. No, instead, miss kick that time by Ludwig. So Taufs trying to find a teammate. Could be a chance here for Belgium, but the flag went up. The shot missed anyway for Marie-Delphine Frappon. Boy, that was a good look, and I think she was just early there, Shelby.
I think so too. I think her foot stepped just over the line. a little bit too early. And you know what? I was hoping that they would get a number there on the scoreboard for the shots. Right now it's looking like Germany has 15 shots on goal and Belgium with 0.
Yeah, Germany 15 shots. They have 11 of them on target. They have 8 corner kicks. But much like we talked about with Ireland and the Irish against Germany, I know Belgium's let up 2 goals. Ludwig tries to cross it to the back side. It's on the far side of things on that play. But Belgium's hanging in there. He's given themselves a chance to try and mount a comeback.
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm not seeing any tiredness, any down faces. I think that the Belgians are bringing it. They're not letting these score here in the first half really bring them down at all.
Much different than the match against the United States. And I know that nobody on the Belgian side of things is going to make excuses, but you have to think that Nico van Eertsel, the head coach, as well as the rest of the team, were pretty tired, having to sleep in the Denver airport. You talk about the dedication, how much they want it, how much they want to be here. It just showcases how tough these women are for Belgium.
I'm really just happy they were able to make it, too. I was a little bit nervous. I was sweating it there to see if they were going to be able to make it that first game day. But they did, and they brought it. And I think that we're going to see their true form here at this game today.
We were kind of joking around, but we were also being serious, too, that I wouldn't be shocked if after Belgium played the United States, they grabbed some dinner and went to bed for about 16 hours.
Absolutely, they may have missed a practice or two just to catch up on sleep from the travel days, absolutely.
And also, that is a good point by you, because you talk about practices. A lot of these military women are in different bases, different parts of their own country. You know, in the United States, a lot of these women are all over the place. And so how much practice time do you really, truly get in? And they got shorted about 3 to 4 days of additional practice time as a player for Belgium right in front of their own bench is down over there.
I think these women get a ton of chances to practice. They get tons of soccer fields in Spokane. They get a chance to come here and check out the teams beforehand and scout. And I think that they take advantage of them too. You know, you don't see a team that's, hey, you know, we'll take a break today. They're all really passionate and working towards these wins and to get themselves to the championship.
I believe that is Kim van der Kruijsen, who's over there. That is down. It would be right where the right wing spot would be. You're still waiting to see a number. And if it is number 7, it is indeed. So that is van der Kruijsen over there who's being helped up. She took a shot there. But yeah, and you talk about practicing. A lot of these women are practicing on the base at Fairchild Air Force Base here in Spokane. There's some good soccer pitches and good football pitches that these women get the chance to practice on. I know Matt Hester is going to go over there tomorrow and get some interviews with some teams that are practicing over there. I'll tell you what, shout out to Matt Hester. That guy's working hard, getting a lot of packages for halftime as well as before the match as well, putting together some things. And I'll tell you what, he's a great driver, Shelby. He's been doing a great job. His 2 minutes additional time. He's been taking us around everywhere. I made the joke. I said I'd rate him a 5-star on Uber every time he takes us somewhere.
I'm just glad that we have something to play so they don't have to hear us talk all day long.
Exactly. So 2 minutes of additional time here. Free kick, the defensive half for Belgium. And now to be a throw-in on the defensive half for Germany. See if Germany maybe has one last push in them. Braunschweig going to throw it in. Going to play it off the head of the back in Sophie Hagedorn.
Definitely gives a chance for the German team to get set up and for the forwards to move forward and make some passes happen.
Zara Meinertz finding De Lucia. De Lucia throws it in. That is Higela, the left back, who's way up there in the attacking third for Germany.
That's really a testament, I think, to the confidence of the German team to really embrace their defenders pushing that far up and just leaving the three that they have in the back. I think that really shows some confidence.
And Braunschweig was a little frustrated there because Braunschweig wanted Hegel and company to switch sides of the field, to switch sides of the pitch. Thought there was a lot of space for her to run and work with Michiel. And that is the whistle. So that will take us to the half here in Spokane, and a good half for Germany. They have yet to allow a goal in 135 minutes of soccer so far. They post their third shutout in a half, and they lead their bordering counterparts, we can call them, about 540 kilometers away. They lead Belgium 2-0.
I'd really like to see in the second half Belgium pushing it in their attacking half, really just getting it there. I mean, what's some things that you can hope for the second half here, Alex?
What's some things I'm hoping for? I'm hoping to see more good football. That's what I'm hoping to see. I know a lot of people in Belgium are hoping to see a more attacking style and pushing more and to try and find the back of the net. They have yet to do so in 135 minutes of soccer so far. And I think the people in Germany, what time is it there now? It's about 1:16 in the morning. I know the people in Germany are hoping that they can add a couple of more and improve to 6 points in Group A.
I think so too, and I think we'll step away here and get a little bit of a water break and then come back hard and ready for the next half to give you all the details on all the action here happening on this field in Spokane, Washington.
You know, space is hard. It used to be all we had to worry about was astrophysics, Kepler's law, gamma rays, solar flares, rocket science, black holes, and the theory of relativity. But now we also track about 30,000 objects, orbiting at over 17,500 miles an hour. And our entire way of life depends on us to protect our satellites from attack day and night. So yeah, space is hard.
We all got a thing that gets us out of bed or keeps us out of it. The thing we live to do, that we do for nothing at all. But don't do it for nothing. Take it to where it means everything.
Everyone wants to make their mark on the world. But why make just one? Make many. All the products of your imagination. All the lives impacted by your courage. These are the marks that make a difference, that change the world. You may ask, what difference can I make in the Air Force? I say, all the difference. I'm General C.Q. Brown, Jr. Come join us and make a difference.
This is the United States Coast Guard. These are our people. These are the waters we protect. This is our home. We save lives while protecting our country. We live the mission every single day. No one else does what we do.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
This is not a test or high school science lab. And it's far more intense than any video game. It's nothing like running for class president, checking in with your friends online, or the first time you got behind the wheel. Out here, it's not where the sea takes you, but who it makes you. Get up to a $40,000 bonus when you start today.
Back here, taking a look at the highlights from the first half, Shelby. And you see, that was the second goal right there. A perfect ball into the box by Sabrina Braunschweig that found the head of Zonia Bartoszek. Bartoszek with her third goal of the tournament, matching the United States center forward and Haley Robertson. And that first goal, of course, was scored by Jill Ludwig. It's been all Germany so far.
Absolutely. I'm hoping Belgium took the opportunity to go in the locker room, talk a little bit of strategy, and see what we can do to really capitalize on what Germany isn't doing. But that's really not much. They're doing pretty well here at this match and keeping it on their offensive half.
What can you adjust if you're Belgium? Of course, this is a much better showing. Talked about them getting rest. A much better showing as they come together. That's a good shot by our crew. What can you talk about? What adjustments can be made against a really tough German team?
So a lot of what I'm seeing is I feel like Germany's first to the ball. I feel like they're tenacious, they're fast, they're aggressive, and they're getting to the ball before Belgium even has a chance to get near it. And I think that taking the ball away from the feet of the German players will just that much stifle a score attempt by German.
Let's take a look at the first half stats, and you can see it is one-sided. Belgium did get a shot there at the end, but 15-1, 11 shots on goal for Germany, 8 corner kicks, all taken by the captain in Schrade. And you see the Germans being more aggressive, 65-35. I think that is even a little bit generous in favor of Belgium there. So it's 65-35 in favor of Germany, but the possession, I think, is a little bit more than that. But Belgium trying to find something here. They've yet to put one into the back of the net, but only down 2-0. That's what we're talking about. Sometimes, and you know this sport as well as anyone, Shelby, you can dominate a match and then find yourself in a close affair.
I think your ego, getting a little bit too confident here for the Germans, will really be detrimental, and the Belgians will come out and just really capitalize on that. So I'm hoping that Germany stays humble and they just keep putting more in the net.
Chance here early. Talking about Belgium. And how about this? Good start for Belgium. 24 seconds into the second half. That was Lara van Lechbeck here who forces the corner. And now we're going to get Kim van der Kruijsen to take the corner on the far side. This is the first corner for Belgium today. And you talk about complacency, being maybe a little bit overconfident. Good start out of the gates here for Belgium. Can they get their first goal of the match? Can they get their first goal of the tournament? Off the side of the foot. It's inside the 18. Finds the feet of Van Hoof. Now skied into the air. But good anticipation there from Taufs. Into the box, and the flag goes up. A little bit too antsy that time was Frepon, and it will be a goal kick for Nadine Nilkes, who really hasn't had to do a whole lot this afternoon. But I like that. I know you do too. Aggressiveness from Belgium right out of the gates here in the second half. Throw in here for Higala. Finds the feet of her teammate. I know there's some substitutions. We'll get to those in a moment, maybe after this German attack. Switching sides of the pitch. That is Michel. Braunschweig. A low cross, and that went off a Belgian defender, so it's going to be a corner kick. Another one. This is corner kick number 9 for Germany. Schrade plays it quickly. Left foot into the air. A chance. Left foot deflected. And now put out of harm's way. That was a smart play that time by Belgium. That was the center mid and Kim van Hoof who got it out of there. So again, I will get to the substitutions in a moment. Going to wait till this attack from Germany ends. If it does, and it's going to end right there. So taking a look for Belgium, just one substitution it looks like. And it looks like Sophie Hagedorn, oh, excuse me, that's Germany. Got to look at the number 11 for Belgium. Taking a look, that's Anaïs Santuil, who comes out, and checking in for her is number 19 and Laura Nest. And then for Germany, they've got a trio of substitutions to get to. So for Germany, Zonia Batoshek is out. So this is the first time she gets a breather, Shelby, in this tournament. So Batoshek, who has 3 goals in the tournament, 1 in this match, is out. And coming in for her is number 6. See number 6 on your screen. That's who's coming in for her. That is Laura Winkelmann. So Winkelmann in, Batoshek out. As that one's played out, and it will be a throw-in for Bolkmans. And then also for Germany, 19 is coming in to the match. That's Eileen Schultz, an OR4 in the Army. And then checking out of the match is Jill Ludwig. So both goal scorers for Germany checking out here in the second half, giving some other players a chance. And then the third and final substitution, 17 is into the match. That's Jessica Schlegel, and she checks in for number 5, Selena Matas. Should be up to date on the substitutions. A big thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman, who has so many different roles in this tournament. I mean, he's in charge of the whole shebang, is what we'll call it, the whole thing. He's in charge of the whole tournament. He's also relaying the substitutions to a plethora of people. Chance here for Belgium. It's a 1-on-2 inside the 18 and booted away smartly at that time by Zara Meinertz. But Van Lechbeck here had a step for a second there. But also John Anderson next to us, who's not only in charge of stats with that whiteboard you guys saw, but also tracking substitutions.
And you talk about Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman, even us leaving here a little bit later after we're done packing up around 10, he was here, what, till 11, 11:30?
Flag stays down here. I'm going to have to interrupt you for a second, Shelby. Chance, and the flag still down. I'm surprised by that. It looked like it was a clear offside on Eileen Schultz, who booted one off the right foot and a save for Malfry. I'm very surprised. It did look like that Schultz was well offside.
I think that was definitely a lucky call.
So the flag stayed down. Could have been a third German goal. Instead, it was a shot attempt right to the keeper, Malfra, who didn't have to move much. But now you can continue what you were saying.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to talk about Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman. You know, we leave here a little bit later than the teams, around 10 o'clock p.m. local time, but he was here till 11, 11:30, didn't get back to base until maybe midnight, and even still then emailing us some information about the teams. He's really been a superstar in helping us keep our stats and our information correct and getting it to us as soon as possible.
Player is down here for Belgium. Seen a couple of players hitting the deck. The head referee doing a nice job there. He's telling the German player who committed the foul, and Eileen Schultz. I believe I said Eileen Schultz earlier, but I think it was Schlegel who was offside with that shot attempt, but was not called offside. There's a player down here for Belgium. Like maybe it's number 6. Could be Kim Van Hoof.
Looks a little bit like a hip injury. Maybe some cramping here in this heat. Or something similar.
Obviously don't want to speculate too much, hoping that she is okay. But yeah, it is hot out. She took a big shot there. And question is Van Hof. Van Hof being helped off by the trainer. Both team doctors for Belgium. She limps off. So yeah, not putting a lot of pressure on that left leg. Not sure exactly what it is, but she'll come off for a little bit, see if she's good enough to go back on at some point. But Belgium will play down a woman here. Braunschweig. This is Schlegel. Schlegel trying to play the through ball to Schultz. The S and S connection. And while we were watching that attempt by Germany, it does look like Van Hof is back into the match. There was a foul called there on Deborah Thiels. Player that hit the ground was De Lucia for Germany. Pops right back up. Braunschweig. Michiel.
Some fancy footwork there up there.
Great footwork, but couldn't find a teammate. Not enough on that cross attempt.
If you take a look here at both of the rosters here for Germany and Belgium, these ladies are all from all different branches of the military. So these ladies haven't really been playing together and aren't used to playing together. So having them come together here for the couple days and weeks that they've been training to come here is really awesome to see all these different people representing all different types of branches for their nation.
And we were talking a little bit about it earlier, but I think a lot of people maybe sometimes don't realize that. And I'm not saying don't realize that there's different branches of the military. I'm not saying that. A lot of people understand that, but understanding that a lot of these players don't know one another. Maybe they play some type of professional soccer with one another or in some leagues together. They're all different parts of Belgium and Germany. Michiel. Schlegel. Schlegel stops. Schrade. Schrade battling. Good stop on the ball. Over here to De Lucia. De Lucia trying to work a one-on-one with Bochmans, but kind of juked herself out there for a second. Right foot try. Boy, that bent, and it was stopped by the keeper. It deflected off of Malfra, just making sure in case it found the back of the net that she got a hand on it. So Schrade will take the corner kick on the far flank.
You know, it's funny you brought up about people not knowing about different branches of the military. And I'll pause to see what can happen here.
Schrade into the box. Chance here for Germany. Here's Schultz. Schultz. Wow, that almost had a chance. Now Schlegel off the deflection. Wow. Schultz put it on target from about 28 yards out. And the ball kind of died. Malfra punched it away. And Schlegel, the vacuum cleaner, was able to clean it home for Germany. Their first here in the second half. Their third of the match. They lead at 3-0. You see there, Schlegel cleaning it home. Schultz and Schlegel, who just checked in. We talked about the SNS connection. Schultz, sometimes, Shelby, we talk about it. Just putting it on frame is enough. And Schlegel was there off of the punch out by Baumfra.
Exactly, being there at the right time, right place, right there, and just being there in case it ricochets just like that. And, you know, normally that doesn't happen, but being there and being able to finish it like that was awesome play by the German team.
So Tessa Glickner is checking in, an Officer 1 in the Army for Germany from Munich. And coming off the pitch for, I believe, the first time in this tournament, maybe she came off late in the match against Ireland, is Sabrina Braunschweig. One of the most dangerous right backs is off. She'll get a breather for the rest of this match. Chance here for DeLucia. DeLucia crossing it back to her right. Could take a shot attempt. It's deflected. Good stout defense that time from Taufs, the left center back. And then a big shove. We'll see if we get a card here. No card going to be awarded. The player down on the turf is Taufs. So Taufs made the deflection on the shot and then was going for the ball and got pushed in the back by Laura Winkleman. Take a look at this again. I know you can talk about it, but the reason the card didn't come in a spot like that, Shelby, is because Winkleman got the ball first.
It almost looked like, too, she was just going for the ball, and you'd hope that's really all she was doing there. But that it almost looked like a face plant there, and that'll do you in, absolutely. It'll probably hurt right there on that turf as well.
You see one of the assistant coaches there for Belgium was having a chat with Marie-Delphine Frepon, an OR3 in the Army. Having trouble putting weight on the feet right now is the lady who went down. So Taufs having to be helped off of the pitch, and again, Belgium going to have to play down a woman.
What I was saying earlier, not a ton of people know, and civilians in the Spokane community might not know a lot about the military. And I know before I joined the Air Force, I thought the military was a branch of the military. You know, I had no education on it. You know what? I can imagine that a lot of people sometimes don't. And seeing this is an awesome opportunity to get a representation of the armed forces.
So Germany with it on the far flank. Yet again. Misko trying to find Schlegel. Schlegel just wide of the mark off the header. Schlegel saying thank you to her teammate who set her up perfectly and could not connect. Boy, that was Michel who crossed it in beautifully to Schlegel. And Schlegel maybe thinking she should have connected there, giving Germany their fourth goal of the match.
An absolute good look there in front of the goal post.
Tell you what, flag went up for offside on Schlegel, but ever since Schlegel came in, she has made a difference. It's in the right spot after Schultz put it on frame from about 28, 30 yards out. Cleaned up the goal for Germany to give them their first of the second half, their third of the match. She has been everywhere on the attacking third. Good foot race. Van Bechier has looked like one of the fastest players in this tournament. I mean, she turned on the jets there and then some. But you were just mentioning knowing about the military. Flag stays down. 2 German players. Schultz will score it. Schultz almost had one earlier after it was punched out by Malfra. Then Schlegel cleaned it home. Schultz, maybe a little bit of a fake pass there to Schlegel. And Schultz stuns it in. It is 4-0 Germany. Taking a look at the 4th goal for the Germans.
What a nice push pass right there in the corner. Just barely making it into the net.
Yeah, so that was one of those situations there. Flag stayed down. Schultz had Schlegel on her right. Instead said, I'm going to take this one. Schlegel cleaned home the last one. Schultz said, I'll score on this attempt. So 4-0 Germany. They now have 7 goals on the tournament and have not allowed a goal. We have yet to be in a match, Shelby. This is match number 5 here in this 13th CISM women's tournament, women's football tournament, and we have yet to see 2 teams who are playing each other at the same time each score. That's unique.
I agree. We haven't seen very, very good matches here. And by matches, I mean 2 teams who are really, really well skilled and matched in the skill level. And it's kind of sad. I'm excited to see what we see later on tonight with Cameroon and the USA to see how that kind of turns out. And hopefully it's not the same shutout as it has been for the past 5 games.
Of course, the shutout is a big compliment to the way Germany plays. Talked about France, European counterpart, who is so tactical and skillful and knows what they're doing and where to be, even when they don't have the ball at their feet. This Germany team is pretty similar in a lot of ways. But yeah, we talked about it yesterday. At some point, we are going to see 2 nations, and it could happen in this match. Belgium could connect into the back of the net. Schultz, Schlegel, flag goes up. One of them was offside. But seeing 2 nations play each other and a goal scored on both sides.
And our second half hydration break here for the ladies. Definitely needed, although it is a little bit overcast, which is absolutely phenomenally nice to have here without the sun beating down on you. But it is still hot, and I'm sure it's way hotter down there on the turf for those girls.
So there is going to be a substitution after this hydration break for Germany. Luisa Schmidtgen is coming on for Germany, and coming off the pitch is the captain, and Vanessa Schrade. So Schrade, captain, corner kick specialist, is the one coming out. So as the teams get a hydration break here, We say hello in the booth over here. Alex Gould, U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Shelby Pruitt-Johnson. Really appreciate you guys joining us. I know these hardworking women out on the pitch. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's take a look. What time is it in Germany and Belgium there? You see right there. So it's almost 5 o'clock local time, which means it's 2 in the morning. So if you stayed up, I know it's because these women mean a lot to you guys in Belgium and Germany, working really hard, and it's been fun to watch, Shelby.
Let's see if this water break really helped bring a little bit of the fire out in Belgium and see if they can get at least one score here in the second half.
So that was Glickner, who we saw sub in about, what's it been, 20 minutes ago or so? 25 minutes ago at the half. So, plethora of subs for Germany, getting some new faces in there, some new numbers, some new legs, trying to find a 5th goal. And I think if we're counting correctly, I believe Germany has subbed 4 times. 4 different players have subbed in, so it means they are allowed 1 substitute left if they choose to do so. Only 5 substitutes. Allowed FIFA-style rules.
You know, Alex, I do like seeing the Germans use all of their subs, though. Getting the different faces and the new faces out there to get to play and practice for the upcoming games that they have against this Belgium team.
So as a reminder, 20-plus minutes left in this match. The nightcap, the second match to conclude day number 3 here in Spokane, is the host nation, the United States. They will host Cameroon. So for the United States, coming off a 10-0 victory over this Belgium squad, they take on a Cameroon team who we have not seen yet. So I know you were talking about it earlier. Very excited to see what Cameroon brings to the pitch.
I think they've had a few extra days of practice here since they haven't played here in the past 2 days, but I think they're going to bring it. I'm excited to see their skill level as we have a call here on the play. I think the Belgian defense is doing just a little bit better in this match. They're really doing a pretty well job of keeping it here in the middle third of the match and more or less not in the attacking third for Germany. And you've seen it almost every time here. When the player goes down, the other team player is helping them up. It's that friendship through sport. It's that sportsmanship that's here on this field. And I love to see it. I know everyone really wants to win and has that competitiveness, but everyone here has very nice sportsmanship, and I'm very happy to see it here on the pitch.
Chance here for Belgium. Haven't had a lot of opportunities. Have yet to get a shot up, and it's likely not going to go down as a shot, even though it hit the side of the net. Her intent was to cross the ball. So that cross there for Belgium was Deborah Teals. So Group B action continues again tomorrow. Canada and the Netherlands, two teams who did not score a goal in their matches against South Korea and France. They take on each other at 3:30 p.m., as you see on your screen there. And then Mali, for the first time, again, we've not seen any of the African nations yet play. So Mali, their first time competing in CISM women's football. Really excited to watch them play against a dangerous and stellar South Korean team. Free kick here for Germany's Sophie Hagedorn.
And that Belgium defense getting it out. Once again, like I was saying, they're doing a very good job here in this past couple of minutes of stifling Germans' attempts.
Hagedorn yet again. 75th minute, 15 plus added time. Inside the 18, battling yet again. Schlegel, right foot deflected by Bochmann. Schlegel to her left, and Schlegel into the back of the net. Bochmann's got a foot on it. It didn't deter Schlegel from looking at the net, and she connects for her second time. It's 5-0 Germany, and what did we say, Shelby? Abdin here in the second half, she's been a difference maker.
Absolutely, and not stopping. They just kept going after every single touch on the ball, and there was no hesitation with the German team getting there and getting that touch.
I'll tell you what, you got to give Louisa Schmidtken a lot of credit there as well, keeping that ball inside the 18, and then Schlegel dribbled it past the keeper in Malfroy and added the 5th goal, the 5th tally of the day for Germany. So they have now scored 8 goals in this tournament, still have yet to allow a goal. And in the 2 matches they've played against Belgium and Ireland, 2 European counterparts, they really haven't allowed any real shot attempts or opportunities. I believe Ireland only had 1 shot attempt in that match against Germany. Germany has not allowed a shot attempt to Belgium, as Bochmans was working on DeLucia there. DeLucia, the left wing, coming back to help out. And DeLucia is actually, looks like she's in more of a left midfield role, so she got pushed back when Glickner came in. Or not Glickner, I should say Higala. When Higala came in. And now, as I said that, of course, get a foul right there. Higala and DeLucia switch spots. So Higala going back to that left back, left midfield role. DeLucia back to the left wing.
And yet again, like what we were talking about a little bit earlier, Germany first to the ball every single time the ball's in the air.
So Germany, who has not medaled since 2012, when they won the gold back in Warendorf, have made a statement here in Spokane. As a reminder, Group A consists of these two nations, and then USA and Cameroon, who we're going to see tonight, but also Ireland, who the Germans beat 3-0. We will see Ireland again on the 15th when they play at 3:30 local time, Pacific time, against Cameroon. And then Group B, good start for South Korea and France. They won 6-0, did South Korea, and 8-0 for France over the Netherlands and Canada. And then Mali, and we will see again tomorrow. I shouldn't say again, I should say for the first time tomorrow.
Well, we saw them. They were out here scouting, that's for sure.
True, they've been watching. They are over there. That might be Cameroon over there, scouting here before their match against the United States. Behind the goal that Germany's going for here. So to find Malfra. 80th minute.
What a boot for Malfoy there.
So 1990s, several countries started to develop female football teams. We talked about this, but in 2002, Canada hosted the first military World Women's Football Championship. 4 teams. It was Canada, the Netherlands, Germany, and the United States. The U.S. wound up winning the first ever competition. But 140 different nations take part in CISM. Not necessarily in women's football, of course, but 30 different sports. This is just one of 30.
And speaking of women's soccer, you know, the U.S. Soccer Vice President, Mr. Bill Taylor, he talks a lot about how long women's soccer has come and how far it is, and the inspiration it has been seeing it develop here to be what it is here today.
And Bill's going to be a good story to talk about in that U.S. match against Cameroon. He was here watching the United States team play the other day, and I think he picked a good match to be at. They beat Belgium 10-0. This is Schultz. Flag goes up, offside. So a yellow card was just given to Winkelmann of Germany. So Winkelmann gets a yellow card. That's the first yellow card, the first card we've seen in this match. So Schmidtgen goes down. Free kick here for Germany. Approaching the 83rd minute. Into the box. Schultz stays on. Schultz already has one. Schlegel, hat trick, was there.
What a
Instead,
save.
Malfra says, not right now. Schlegel booted it right to Malfra. Malfra in the right position was able to make the save. Schlegel, boy. Hard for her to start over Batoshek, both center forwards. Taking a look at this replay again. And set up perfectly yet again. Got to give more love to some of these women trying to set up these attempts. How about Schultz? And it was right at Malfra, who was in the right spot. The flag went up offside there. But we've seen one hat trick. It was Haley Robertson in the very first half. Forget just the first match, the very first half of this tournament against Belgium. We've seen about 6 or 7 different women connect twice in a match into the back of the net. Schlegel was looking to join Robertson. And actually, if Schlegel would have completed the hat trick there, it would have been in less time than Robertson did in that first match. Robertson completed it 41 minutes in. That would have been Schlegel. Do some rough math there, but would have been about 37 or so minutes. Because Schlegel did not play in the first half.
Pretty bold move to pass back to your keeper on your offensive half, I think, but I think it might have been the right choice.
Schlegel, who's got 2. Schultz has 1. Maybe Schultz could get a second here for Germany. Finds a teammate, left foot strike, and a save again for Malfra. That shot attempt by Schmidtgen, and it forces a corner on the far side. Another good save by Malfra. Schmidtgen was looking for that far post, but could not get it past the keeper. Schlegel plays it short. Going to find it at her feet again. Germany's done this a lot. Schlegel maybe a little bit too much dribbling that time, and Belgium finds themselves on a counter chance.
And you can see just by looking, there are so many German players here in the defensive half and maybe 3 Belgian players there for their offensive, and it makes me think, do they have enough confidence to be getting it to those few players and making it up there for a chance to score at the goal?
Sub here for Belgium. This is Valentin Caldi. Now our 5 in the Air Force for Belgium. And checking out for the Belgians is Laura Nest.
Substitute game for Belgium. Coming off the field, number 18. Valentin Clary coming on the field. Number 19, Laura Nest.
So we're talking earlier about these two countries bordering one another. About 339 miles is Belgium from the German border and vice versa. It's about 545 kilometers, so about a 5-hour and 45-minute drive if you did it straight through. So these two countries very familiar with one another. Always want to beat each other on the pitch, but a lot of, like you said, friendship through sport. That's the CISM motto. There's a lot of friendship between these two nations. Mieskel. Schultz controlling it. Schlegel still wants the hat trick. Can she get it? It pinged off the post. Might have been deflected by Malfra. Shot attempt is wide of the mark. Schlegel a little bit frustrated with herself. Maybe she could have connected again for a third time there.
You know what? I think it was a good run, though. I think Schlegel did what she needed to do at that moment in time, and she had it right there, the right spot, the right time.
Love to see a replay on that. I know it pinged off the post. Not yet sure if Malfra got a hand on it or not. Whether to credit her with a save. Malfra, boy, has she been tested a lot. That's now 27 shots for Germany. So the most we've seen so far in this tournament.
It looks there like she was a little bit alone. The Belgian player there, number 14, Isaline Ekman.
So the foul was called on DeLucia.
We got a replay. Stand by, though.
Free kick here for Belgium. Into the box. Belgium still looking for their first goal. Could have come in the 90th minute. It is past the touchline. It'll be a throw-in. Saw the replay there. That last attempt by Schlegel. 3 minutes at it, so 3 minutes of stoppage time. Germany has dominated this from the beginning. They scored in the second minute. One of the quickest goals we've seen, tied for the quickest goal. So I have to take a look at the actual seconds to see if the goal by Ludwig was faster than Robertson. But that's why we record these matches, and you can watch them on YouTube to see which one was quicker. Both occurred in that second minute.
And I think, too, we've heard from both teams, the coaches and the teams have been reviewing these matches and scouting and strategizing to play against one another in the upcoming matches of the tournament.
Right foot try and a save by Malfra. That was a shot attempt by Winkleman well outside the 18. Remember, she's playing with a yellow card. We've yet to see a red card so far. Yet to see a double yellow. If you get 2 yellow cards in back-to-back matches, you have to sit out the next match. As per the rules, and I am no rules expert, man, that's tough. I think you should be allowed to get a yellow card in a match and get a yellow card in the next match. As long as you don't get that red, I think you should be able to play in that match after you get a yellow, then a yellow.
We've definitely seen quite a few yellow cards here in the first couple of games that we've seen. And it'll to see if any of the other teams get that second yellow card here as they play their second games, and even for Mali and Cameroon, their first games will be something to look for.
Maybe one last try here for the Germans, who have already put 5 past Malfra. Schultz, and a corner is forced. So Schultz sprinting over to the corner flag, understanding that this will be the last look for Germany. Schultz crosses it in. Left foot try. And that could do it here. We'll see. The head referee wants to let Belgium boot this away. That's Giancarlo Pavone from Canada. And there is the final whistle, separated by 545 kilometers. These two nations met here in Spokane and it was dominated from start to finish by Germany. Shelby, they win it 5-0.
And our 5th shutout of the tournament so far. And, I mean, join us for the next game here at 7 o'clock to see if it's the same outcome for Cameroon and USA.
So the United States and Cameroon will play that next match. Taking a look on your screen here, we'll see some highlights coming up from this match. We can talk a little bit more quickly to preview the next match between the United States and Cameroon. Braunschweig found Batoshek. That connection is dangerous. Going to see that a lot in this tournament. That was the second goal. How about Schultz putting one on target, and then Schlegel? That was her first. Wound up adding a second. Almost had a hat trick, but within about 20 minutes or so, Jessica Schlegel struck for 2. This was the second by Schlegel. So good with the feet. Dribbled it past Malfra. She was a difference maker, but so was everybody on Germany. They win it 5-0. Final thoughts from this match?
I'm just looking at that celebration right there. They were happy, and I know that they're happy to come out of this game with a win.
So again, the United States and Cameroon coming up at 7 p.m. local time. I believe it's 3 a.m. in the morning in Cameroon when that game starts. So if you join us for this match, we say thank you. I know Cameroon is itching and getting ready to go. It will be their first time here in Spokane. Again, our crew doing a phenomenal job here today, working really hard. So we got about a 97-minute break between matches. I know we're going to get some food in our systems, and Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman doing a good job getting that to us. But from Air Force, U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Shelby Pruitt-Johnson and John Anderson here in the booth, I'm Alex Gould saying so long from Spokane. Germany gets 3 more points. They've now got 6. They lead Group A for now. The USA, United States, and Cameroon at 7 p.m. local time. We will see you then.